and the Koreans wasted no time to just start whooping his ass.
I saw some of those.
Yeah, so welcome to the Alpha Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything from watching Pretty in Pink to putting one in the stink. Hey, I'm Pun Solo.
Oh, that's damn. That's good. That's good. Oh, I mean that's standard now. That's part of the package.
Yeah, that's second base.
Second.
They're gonna redo the bases now.
They have to. Especially with some of the shit I've seen on TV. I'm like, good lord, y'all do that now? Like that's he didn't take her out to eat. Shit. Like, I'm doing something wrong. I'm taking him out to eat, buying him drinks and shit. Like, damn. Fuck. What am I doing wrong? A lot, probably. A lot. Oh, what a voice.
Yeah, introduce yourselves, guys.
I am your morbidly, magically obese friend, Paco. What's up, guys?
And I'm JJ. What'd it do? Was it you that sent me the TikTok, or did I get this naturally? But it was like, what's the one line that you used that like was wild, but it actually worked? And the guy's like, so I was kind of a chubby chaser. So now
that was up your feet.
That was on my feet. That was on my feet.
I need you to send that to me.
I was kind of a chubby chaser, so I would, match up with someone on Tinder, and I'd be like, "Hey,
oh, that was me. I did send that to you. I know
you want to eat?
Want to go out to eat? That was me. I did send that to you. Did that work? Well, a lot more times than you think.
The genius.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's gonna work.
Genius.
He knew who his audience was. He's like,
"You're gonna turn down a free meal? Come on."
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Damn.
I mean, that would work on me. Like, so.
Yeah.
Be like, damn. Yeah, let's go.
So, man, it's that easy, man. Damn.
I mean, I feel like in certain demographics, yeah, it's kind of easy.
Yeah, right. I need to change for example,
my game
I think it also depends if the chick is hungry. If she's hungry, I think she'll say yes just because she's hungry.
Yeah.
She might not be interested, but she'll at least
she'll get the meal and be like, all right, well, I guess I'm not gonna eat alone today.
Mm-hmm. Only the best advice we give out on the Alpha Primos.
Solid, best dating advice that will not get you a date. We have just been outed as misogynists.
Well, speaking of alphas, we must acknowledge the true alphas, the viewers and listeners, and we have a new subscriber.
Oh, nice.
So, welcome to the Alpha Wolf Pack, Mr. Hugo Sandoval. You are a true alpha. Thank you for subscribing, which brings us to our new count of 57. So
we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're one step closer to celebrating our 6 to 9 special. For those of you unaware, we agreed that we will skip celebrating the 50th to instead celebrate the 6-9. So we will do a special 6-9 themed episode once we hit that goal. So be sure to spread the word. Let people know so that they too may be a true alpha, just like you guys, for watching this show. All right.
I apologize for my blurriness. The camera's stupid autofocus keeps.
It's all right. You're all good. You're all good. But But I mean, the audio listeners, they can't even tell, so
They can.
Yeah,
it's
they
okay.
can't see. I'm not trying to. I feel like I'm on an episode of Cops. Like I'm not trying to. I'm not trying
Not
to
trying
blur
to hide your
myself.
identity.
I'm not trying to hide my identity. It's just my camera doesn't want to fuck with me right now.
One of these
Right.
days, the next time it does it, I'm gonna put on a wife beater. I'm just gonna go off. Get a Pall Mall.
Right.
Palm Mall and
Oh, yeah.
a Lone Star in your hand.
Alright. Yep. No, yeah, no kidding. Speaking of cops, though,
Mm.
where our main topic, we're gonna talk about a streamer who got in some trouble.
Man, what streamer
With
hasn't gotten in fucking trouble right now?
touche, but this is a particular type of asswipe. This is a known asswipe.
A habitual.
A known, yes, unfortunately, a
Staying on
habitual.
the underpants of society.
Yes, exactly. I am talking about a Mr. Johnny Somali.
Fuck that guy.
Yes. And right now, so maybe we should back up a little bit before we get to the actual news regarding the guy. So, for those of you confused and wondering who the hell Johnny Somali is, I hate that we're the ones that have to introduce you guys to him, because the less you know about this guy, the better. Seriously, this guy is a genuine piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
basically, he is like a travel streamer. I think he's on Kick because he got banned from the other platforms. And so,
I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but I think
okay,
with this recent news, he actually got banned off of Kick, so now he just has Rumble.
Rumble. Oh my god.
The final vestige of the damned.
Right.
I don't think he's a travel streamer. I think what he's considered is just an IRL streamer. Like he's just constantly streaming whatever the fuck he's doing wherever he's at. I think that's what he's considered. Not, I guess you could say travel because he's always in a different country, but I think like in general, he's like the Jack Dohertys and all those guys where they're just streaming whatever the fuck they're doing. Like I'm surprised none of them have streamed themselves taking a shit at this point.
Ice Poseidon. Ice
you know-
Poseidon is the most famous like IRL streamer, or was for
Ice
a while.
Poseidon?
Yeah,
I know the name. I don't remember what he looks like.
he was the one that like one of his viewers like or trolls called in a bomb threat on the plane that he was on.
Oh, Jesus! What? Damn! I did not know that happened. Fuck.
Yeah, he was actually trying to be careful and not like show any revealing details about his flight. He didn't tell anyone like what flight he was on. He didn't tell them like what airport he was at or nothing. But just from like people watching, like they figured it out. Someone called. They even I think figured out what fucking seat he was on.
Jesus Christ,
like,
dude,
this dude has a bomb.
Bro, internet sleuths are something else. Like, who was it? Shia LaBeouf that like planted a flag somewhere?
Yeah.
And everybody just kept fucking with him.
The internet turned it into the greatest game of capture the flag.
Bro, like the way people were figuring it out, they're like, oh yeah, man, I just used the shadows and measured the length of the shadow from the length of the like, that's how I'm like, what the actual fuck, dude?
When he left it in the woods, the way people figured it out was a plane like flew into camera view, and so then they just like you can just look up like
flight
trajectories. Yeah, you can just look that up. Like that's online. That's public information. That's easily accessible. So someone just like cross-referenced like the direction that plane must have been going with like the actual like flight logs and flight charts that are live online, and he's like, all right, we've narrowed it down to like this neck of the woods in
So
Georgia or some
if
shit. Like,
Oh my
if
god.
I'm not mistaken, like the steps for them to get to, we'll get back to Johnny Somali, but just we're talking about capture the
This is
flag right
just
now.
as interesting.
So they they waited till it got dark, and so they already knew, oh, he has to be in this part of the United States, so they ruled out a third of the, like, they narrowed it down to a third of the United States, like right off the bat. And then yeah, they saw a plane, and then at night they used the constellations and the stars
Fuck.
and trigonometry to pinpoint like an exact location. And then when they're like, okay, we think it's here, to confirm it, they check the flight logs, and they're like, there should be another plane that's gonna fly over, and it did. So they had confirmation, and then that's when some guy who was just closest to it drove out there, and then would honk the horn, and people listening on the live stream would tell him
Oh
if
my
he was
god.
close or not. And then that's when that guy got visual confirmation, and then he waited like for nighttime to actually go in and grab the flag.
Look, all I'm gonna say is if I ever go missing, just post my story on Reddit or post whatever, post my and just have me like, please find this man. Like, this is the last information he gave us. Please find him. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, you know what? Speaking of that, that's like I feel like what's the movie? The movie that we went to go see, Juan, the one with the M Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh,
Trap?
Trap?
Yeah, like Trap, like how he was streaming his stuff, and I feel like if somebody like the girl, how quick they found him when she streamed where he was, and like, hey, I saw this. This is all I know. This is what I saw, and in like 10 minutes they found the motherfucker, and they took him out from his holding cell and shit. It's like, holy
Mhm.
god, if I ever go missing, just send whatever I have to Reddit and have
Yeah,
Reddit
it's
find me,
that.
please.
It's that hive mind mentality.
It's
Like
gotta be
Yeah.
all the brains
you'd
working together.
you'd be shocked that, like, yeah, like, some, if just someone happens to see something on the internet and they're a local, well, they're gonna immediately recognize it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, like it's this or it's that.
And another
Um,
instance of them coming together isn't this son of a bitch, Johnny
yes,
fucking
Johnny
Somali.
Somali.
Fuck.
Yes, we'll back to him. So yeah, he's an IRL streamer, and he would travel, and basically during these IRL streams, he would record himself, live stream himself, basically being a public nuisance. And the ones that got him the most notoriety was when he went to Japan, where he proceeded to just shout racist uh, comments at them, and just openly annoy and harass people. And um people from Japan would comment on the situation, saying that in Japan, for the most part, they're taught to be like respectful, in the sense of like, you never want to cause a problem, you never want to cause a commotion.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of this, like, I guess this conformity, like, that they all share. So people would approach him that would understand English, and they would actually try to like reason with him, not knowing that, like, no, this dude's an asshole. He doesn't give
Yeah.
a shit. He's not doing it out of ignorance. He's doing it to be an asshole.
Doing it for the clout, for the views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to just jump ahead to the end of what happened in Japan, is basically some people just got tired of his shit and started just beating the shit out of him if they ever saw him in public, to the point that even the Yakuza found out and showed up. And then this dude
I played enough of those
begged
games.
and like pleaded, like, no, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And you gotta understand, like, I think he was staying like at an Airbnb, and he opens the door, and there's like 10 motherfuckers outside, and he's like, no, 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 like begging and shit, and they let him go. They didn't do anything to him, but then he kept at it, and you know, basically, kind of like almost like bragging like that, like, oh, I got away with it, right? And then he got arrested by the cops. And then while he was in jail, he pleaded ignorance, and he was like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't know any better, and you name it. And basically, the Japanese let him go. And you would think, or at least Japanese law enforcement thought, that he learned his lesson.
He was facing like 10 years of jail time at that point, I
Yeah.
think. In
I
Japan.
think so. In Japan, they let him go. Well, he didn't learn his lesson. And instead, he flew to Korea, where he started doing the exact same shit.
I think he did worse this time.
It, I mean,
he was so he did do worse in the sense that I don't think he defaced anything in Japan, and technically he didn't deface the statue here, but like he didn't fuck with any monuments in Japan, as far as I know. Like he didn't,
No,
you know,
his main
like
thing with Japan was just yelling Nagasaki at people and annoying the shit out of them.
yeah.
I guess he just escalated it a little bit in Korea with
Well,
the statue thing.
he
so
he I don't know if he did anything like gross with like food in Japan either. Because
I don't remember.
Because yeah, and, well, Juan's gonna get to it, but he did some more shit in Korea.
so yeah, it was basically doing the same thing, but yeah, I guess he amped it up a bit more in Korea. But the
he
main thing that I wanted to, no, go for it.
well, the things that I would say are kind of noteworthy, or one thing that's kind of noteworthy, is that he went
Mm.
into like a convenience store, and it's pretty common to like buy instant ramen and like, you know, convenience store items at those places, and just eat it at the tables that they have set up there. And those
Mm-hmm.
tables are usually like by the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So he bought instant ramen and shit, but then he just like started throwing it towards the door and like just making a mess of things.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And then you know, like an elderly store clerk comes over and is like, "Stop it, dude." And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, okay, I won't." And he just keeps doing it. He eventually leaves or whatever, but the reason I say that it's important to bring that one up, that's one of the charges that he's facing in Korea. It's what is it, like impeding like a business transaction or something, or like something like that. I don't know what the actual charge is, but it's basically like you're making it impossible for this lady to operate her business because
Yeah,
of
like to
the
make
way
money.
you're, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the charges that he's facing in Korea.
Okay, all right, but yeah, the main thing that I did want to point out with Korea is that, so in Japan, there's this culture of like, conformity, basically, and even if you watch like any like travel like guide for how to go to like Japan, one big thing they all say is that just see what other people are doing and act like them. So if you go on a train and everyone's quiet, then you need to shut the fuck up also.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the escalator. If everybody's only using one side, get on the same side. Don't be different. Just follow what they're doing, because in Japan they're not going to say nothing to you, because again it's this whole like don't cause a scene, don't cause problems mentality. With that said, Koreans don't have that shit.
Bro,
So
Korean.
and the Koreans wasted no time to just start whooping his ass.
I saw some of those.
Yeah, so I cannot
beating the shit out of this dude.
I cannot stress that it was instant. But maybe part of it might be that some people had already heard of him. They had already
I
heard
think
about the
so.
I
bullshit.
think so.
But either way, they did not wait.
No, yeah, they had like fucking Reddit groups
Yes.
hunting
Yeah.
this dude down. Like,
Yes, they were tracking him down. They were following him. They were offering rewards.
yeah, they put a bounty on his ass. You guys ever
yeah,
see? You guys ever see the movie I Saw the Devil? It's like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
It's like that.
I don't know if y'all saw it, but there's a video because he can't leave Korea.
Oh no, yeah, they revoked his passport.
Because
he can't leave Korea, and apparently he's in hiding. Like he's in some Airbnb or some apartment, and he's in hiding. And he hasn't left the apartment. But one of the videos, there's somebody that's helping him, like just bringing him food and stuff, like so I guess so he won't starve.
Yeah.
They found this motherfucker, and I guess somebody had delivered food, saw that knew that he was there, went and alerted. Well, the guy that's like helping him, that's like I guess protecting him, pulled out a fucking sword apparently because they hurt that guy's girlfriend while they're looking for Johnny Tsunami, I guess. And so I was like, dude, these Koreans are not fucking around with this dude. Like he cannot leave his fucking wherever he's at. He can't leave. I honestly think in Korea he's gonna go to jail. Like it's like, sorry, dude, you're not getting out of this. There's no I'm sorry, I didn't know. No, bro, you're not getting out of this.
I think so too, because I like to think that I don't know how the Korean court system works, but I mean if it's similar in this aspect where attorneys can get like your past behavior and use that to establish like who you are, like what your character is, they can very easily pull up the shit he did in Japan and that he was facing jail time there, but he got let go.
I'm surprised
saying
Japan
that
let him go.
I'm surprised Japan let him go too, but I think it's because he didn't do anything that egregious, right? Like, whereas, I mean, he trespassed on a construction site, but like, ultimately, like, I think they just wanted to get rid of him. Like,
yeah, and so I'm reading here. This is from The Week Entertainment. They have an article talking about it, and it says here that yes, he got attacked for disrespecting a statue in Seoul, and it's the Comfort Women statue, which was built in memorial to the people in sex slavery. So it's basically a memorial. And this dude, was like, I guess like groping it and like kissing it.
He stripped, like he did a lap dance and he put like P. Diddy brand baby oil all over it.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, so
or over himself, so I'm not sure. But like baby oil.
All right, well, he disrespected the statue.
Yeah,
and so they did beat the shit out of him several times. No, believe me, you can look up some of these videos online. You might not be able to find them on YouTube because of their terms and service, but if you look around on Twitter, for sure you're gonna find them.
The one
where they chased after this guy.
The one with the sword, one with that one I saw on Abba and Preach. because they were reporting on it. Shout out to Evan Priest. But I believe that's where I saw the bit of the sword where they pulled out the sword and they were talking about like, oh, he's the one that's like trying to keep him safe, but they hurt that guy's girlfriend and he was like, oh hell no. He go touch my baby mama. Like I ain't involved in this. I think that's the whole thing, but
the one that I've seen a lot on YouTube, and it's probably just because like you can't really see the strike, but it's one where like Johnny's talking shit like on his own phone, like on his own stream, and he's got his buddy like across from him also streaming, and you just see like this dude from out of frame just like wind up the Falcon Punch and and just clock him.
That's the one I saw.
Dude, oh my god, yeah, he's not getting that
like
shit.
That dude put some power behind that shit. Like his form was perfect.
Bro, if he really does go to jail, like in Korea, that dude is gonna get, he's gonna get fucked up every.
He's facing charges for the statue thing. He's facing charges for the convenience store thing. I think he might be facing like a vandalism charge because he bought a fish from like a fishmonger and then he just left it like someplace randomly out in the sun so that it stank up the place.
It smelled good.
Yeah, and then he went back to get it and walked around like all over the place with it and like left it on buses and shit. So I don't know if that's something that he's facing a charge for, but that is totally something he did. The big one that even if he doesn't face jail time for it, he's probably still gonna bite him in the ass. Is he deep faked a video of him making out with a K-pop idol, like a girl K-pop star?
You don't fuck with the K-pop stars.
Well,
Wars will start.
That shit, deep faking is 100% illegal in Korea.
In Korea, yeah.
So he's facing charges for that. And then the idol or K-pop star said, "Yeah, I'm gonna sue him."
Yo, dude. Bro, you don't fuck with Korean K-pop stars not only because Korea will fuck you up, but people in Mexico will fuck you up, bro. K-pop is huge.
That's the thing about these. They never
help. Fucking
these guys never do this bullshit in Mexico, and it's because I think they know that like
they know
in Mexico
they can't get away with it.
You'll just get shot, dog.
They'll kill you, dude. Like,
bro, you can't talk shit about Goku in Mexico.
Well, bro, there was that one dude that would get drunk all the time in Mexico, and like the cartel actually killed him.
Yes, he was a streamer. He was killed by the cartel after whatever.
He was talking shit.
He was talking shit about the cartels, and they're like, "Okay, well, you know who we are and what we're about. Don't fuck with us." Like, well, hey, you know what you were getting yourself into. Right. But like,
so hold on, really quick. I want to add to the charges. Okay, I'm seeing it in the same article I pulled up, but I haven't found another article that can confirm this. But in this one, again, it's from the week in the entertainment section. It says that that he can't leave South Korea, but supposedly he's also caught up in a drug use investigation.
Oh,
yes,
shit.
When they arrested him, he tested positive for weed.
Oh. It's getting worse.
Yeah, and Korea and Japan don't fuck with weed.
No, they do not. They are very strict with that.
That was the one I was missing. And I think he's also facing like an assault charge, but I haven't seen like any video about like any assault. I mean, I don't watch his streams, but like in all the clips that I've been able to see online on YouTube and stuff, I haven't seen anything that people...
Okay, just to offer a small correction, I'm skimming through Dexertos. I hope I pronounced them right. Their article on the deepfake thing. Okay, so they're saying that the lady that she decided to stop her lawsuit, but the Korean government could still like prosecute him for it instead.
The K-pop star
Mm,
or the convenience store lady?
it's because it's it says that she's not a K-pop star. It's that she's also a streamer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Uh
Yeah.
okay.
huh.
Everywhere that
So
I've been
then,
seeing, they just called her an idol, and like I just assumed that that was like a J pop idol. Like,
mhm. No, it says here that she's a Korean IRL streamer. Her name's Bong Bong, and that yeah, he used deepfake AI to like quote unquote kiss her.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he deleted the video, but I mean, if you look, you can still find
Somebody
it.
screenshotted
yeah.
it or screen recorded it. So
Hmm. Um, and yeah, and so Bong Bong did record a video or a stream, talking about how she reported it to the cops and that she was going to press charges, but now it looks like she's not going to go through with it. But again, the government could still go after him for that. And let me see. It says here, according to Reuters, a bill that passed on September 26, 2024. Oh, Jesus. So this is recent.
ooh,
It makes it so that those who possess sexually explicit deepfakes of other individuals may be hit with up to 7 years of jail
ooh,
time or a fine of about $22,000. And that's just one charge. There's still
several
yeah.
others.
uh other charges. Let me see.
I
That
think
weed one is really
There.
bad.
if you stack
Hmm.
them all, I think it comes to like 29 years potentially
Ooh,
as like the max. I think
Yeah. I mean, right now, all of the number I keep seeing is 10 years.
10,
10.
like total,
I think so.
because I think the weed one is only like 2 or 3. But yeah, I keep, like I mentioned, some people report that there's also an assault charge, but I haven't seen a clip that would
Hmm.
say that would, that people are attributing that charge to, right? Like, so I don't know. Maybe
and
it's
is it?
something that
No,
wasn't
go ahead.
actually on his stream.
And it's only
Hmm.
him that's being charged, right? None of his people that are with him, like his cameraman or the other guy that's with them, none of them are getting charged with anything, right? Or did
No,
they tell
I
them to leave the
think
country?
one of his homies bounced. I think one of his homies
Smart
saw like
man.
I think one of his dudes saw like when they were hunting him down, like, nah, you know
You know what? Not worth it.
what?
Good luck. There'll be people out there that be like, "Oh man, how you gonna leave your homie behind?" Blah blah. Blah. Like, bro, this he brought it on to himself. Like, this is
Yeah.
his fucking fault. Even if you were in the background telling him, "Hey man, you might want to not do this or don't do this, don't do that," and he's still doing it, I'm washing my hands of you. Bye, go
It,
fuck off, go
yeah,
do your
like,
thing.
that's the one thing I never understand about like people that are like, when you're traveling to a different country, one, you should be on your best behavior because you don't know what those countries' laws are or what their jails are like.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's also, man, why are you going to take drugs to another country?
I never
If
understood
you're
that.
It's
already
like,
gonna be an asshole over there,
yeah, on
Why?
top of that. And
Why?
it's like, do you guys want to go to jail in other countries? Guess what? They're worse.
There, I think also it's like I've seen videos and I've seen several videos, TikToks and Instagrams, whatever you want, on any of them,
Mm,
where and it's usually for the most part, for the majority of the time, it's Americans, and they have
yeah.
this mentality when they go to another country and they start spouting like our own laws over there, and it's like, you better stop that because those laws do not apply. I've heard people be like, "Oh, I have free speech in America." You do over there where you are, it ain't the same, darling. Like you about to get
Yeah.
wrecked, and nobody can help you. That you're fucked.
Yeah.
And
It goes the
Dude,
other way
these
too. Like
yeah.
you guys been hearing about all those North Korean soldiers in Russia, like getting addicted to
Yeah.
porn.
Bro,
Yeah.
they're addicted to porn now. Hey, I don't think any of them are going back. I'm telling you right now, none of them are going with the, hey man, it's time to go home. I am home. I'm not going back. I am home. What are you talking about? I keep
They're all-
seeing the meme of like North Korean soldiers after one day of being in Russia, and it's Quagmire with the big arm after he discovered internet, like his big right arm. Like that's and like dude, like I want to know too, like what was the conversation like when they showed up and they're like, hey man, you have access to internet now, so what are you gonna look up and be like, how did the conversation start? Like, hey, you guys watch porn? What
So
what is that?
supposedly,
have
like,
you have you seen this? And then they just show them this. How, like, their little brains must have been fried of like,
no, Paco, it wasn't a conversation. It was
the first thing
when
they
they
showed
got
up,
to Russia, they knew they had access to
unfettered
unfiltered
access.
internet.
Unfettered access.
So it was immediate. Like the first thing they did was look up pornography.
Dude.
There was no conversation.
I had
The
kind
Goon
of
Army.
it
Motherfuckers
wasn't
were
the
ready to
exact
beat their
same
dicks.
conversation. But I remember Alfred didn't know that the movie Showgirls existed
Mhm.
with Jesse Spano. I don't
Jesse
know
Spano, baby.
I don't remember the actress's name. Elizabeth Perkins?
Elizabeth
Banks?
Berkeley. No, not
Something.
Banks. No, I
No,
don't
it's not
remember.
Banks. But
But she was Jessie from
yeah,
Saved
Saved
by
by
the
the Bell.
Bell. She was in Showgirls.
Yeah, and she takes her top off in that movie,
Yes.
and apparently Alfred's Saved by the Bell crush was Jesse Spano. Like he had a
Mhm.
thing for Jesse,
Mhm.
and so I was like, "Oh, you must really love the movie Showgirls then." And he's just like, "What? The
What?
Showgirls? The movie Showgirls? She stars in it. She's in a movie." Yes, dude, she's in a movie and she takes her top off. Show me.
I need to
I
see
imagine
this.
that's how if there was a conversation, it was similar to that. Like, hey, you guys like that? I don't know what a Russian porn star name is.
I mean, I feel like they just had to ask, like,
Greetings, comrade. Do you guys like a pussy?
I mean, just wonder what the like which site they took them to first, and it's just like like any porno site, you got just the categories of like, oh my
Whatever the letter X is in Cyrillic,
god.
Cyrillic X videos.
But I feel like I'd be the same. I'd be this exactly the same if we ever met alien life and you get access to their internet. The first thing I would look up is alien porn, like everything. Like, oh my god, that's how you defeat communism. Pornography.
That's assuming they have.
That's how you defeat communism. Pornography. Just introduce
That's
them
assuming
to
they have
big
unfiltered
booty
internet. Because
Latinas.
watch, what if the aliens are similar to like North Korea, where the internet is like regulated, so you don't have access to that shit,
Dude,
or
that's
the
just how.
common man doesn't have access to it.
I know it's
But
fucking North Koreans, dude. Congratulations, bros. Congratulations on discovering porn and beating your meat nonstop for the next however long you're deployed. Be like, hey man, we need you on the front lines. I'm busy right now, okay?
no,
I
what
just barely finished the amateurs category, okay?
what the smart ones would do is while they're there and they have access to unregulated internet, is
Download everything.
they would get a VPN, activate it, so that way if they do end up going back, they have the VPN.
They're probably talking to Russian hackers like, how do I get these back home? I don't know why the North Koreans are speaking with Russian accents, but
Old comrade, just get VPNs.
What is this VPN you speak of?
Hashtag not sponsored.
We're
We're
not
not.
sponsored.
Look, I don't understand this stuff. Basically, anything that powers on the internet to me is NASA. So it just put in username and password, and you have access to
To
triple
everything.
X content.
Lotion sales go up. Just like, dude, our lotion sales are out of this fucking world right now.
Right.
Have you ever been in Russian winter? Lots of chapped hints.
Just, hey, congratulations.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Right.
If you need recommendations, let me know. I'll introduce you to a whole new world of stuff. I'm a sick son of a bitch. You know, now we're speaking to that, but like going back to like Johnny Somali, there's other IRL streamers out there that they don't do stuff like as heinous as he's doing, but stuff that's just as annoying.
Yeah.
And one of them, Sheer Shed Vlogs, where he's another travel dude. And the one thing that he's gotten the most backlash for was he was in Japan and he walked into a women's only car, into a women's only train car.
Oh yeah.
And again, he just walked through like, oh, just checking out. I'm just inspecting ladies, blah blah blah. And he does stuff like that. And even some of the other videos that I watch, he's just being a dick. Like, you're just being annoying and you're being a dick. And I don't know why. Also, what I've noticed is that why do these kinds of streamers look like the anchovies from fucking SpongeBob? It's always these anchovy-looking motherfuckers that are out there ruining travel for everybody else. Because Japan's closed off places to travelers. Even now, they're closing, but hey, like you can't even go to Kyoto now. I think because not just because of him, because he not just because of him, but there's other travelers like in Kyoto that like they tell you please do not take pictures, or if you're going, I think if you're going to take pictures, you have to ask, and there's a way, and there's being polite and respectful, and people are just getting in these people's ways, taking pictures, running at them, yelling at them. They're doing other wild ass shit in Japan and other countries, and it's like, dude, stop. I can't afford to travel, and one day I might be able to, and you're closing doors for me because you're doing this stupid shit for fucking clout. That's just all it is. It's just clout. And I hate it so much.
It's not exactly the same, but there's a convenience store, a Lawson, that
the one in Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
The Mount Fuji one, yeah.
The Mount Fuji one, it blew up and it became like an Instagram spot. Like now you have to take a picture there when you're there. So it was pissing off the Japanese, so now they built a wall behind it so that
so that you
can't see Mount Fuji.
Take pictures.
I heard about that, and this is just. It seems that this is just becoming a widespread issue. It just seems that like Japan is feeling the bulk of it, mainly because I think before like the internet and virality, people would like respect the hey, if they told you, hey, don't take pictures, don't stand here, don't do this, people would respect it. But now that they're fighting for this online clout, and let's face it, these people are rage baiting.
Yeah.
They are deliberately creating content that pisses people off because anger gets you to share a video more than any other emotion. And so, it's deliberate. And it's unfortunate because, it does ruin it for everybody else. So there is some truth to it that, Japan does want to limit tourism in their country because there's too many assholes showing up. Because let's face it, it's Johnny Somali. He wasn't the only one. Before you had Logan Paul doing the same dumb shit. Back then, he was running around. I think he was like throwing like Pokeballs at people, and I think he also bought a fish.
Yep, he did
and then just left it on a taxi somewhere. And then, of course, the most famous incident, he trespassed into the forest in an area that's off limits, and he recorded
A dead
a
body.
dead body. So this has been going on for a while, and that's the sad part about it, is
Yeah.
that it's just getting worse, and it's gonna ruin tourism for everybody.
It's gonna
You
ruin
know.
tourism in Japan. And I'm a person, I wanna go to Japan. That's always been a dream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Mm.
now, I think Japan and Korea are feeling the brunt of it
Yeah.
because right now, I mean, granted, Japan's always kind of been like a top tier travel destination forever for like anybody you can ask in the past and up to now.
Since Karate
Japan's
Kid
always been,
Part 2.
yeah, like it's always been a fucking
Like, at the
travel
very least,
destination.
since Karate Kid
Yeah,
Part 2.
it's always been like the travel destination for like just almost everybody's like, oh, I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And now in the age of the internet and these IRL streamers and everything, and now there's so much Instagrammable stuff and a TikTok worthy stuff that you get to go, because I mean that's how I get all my information right now when it comes to travel is you see all these cool and amazing things, but then you get the other side of that where there's just such people doing shitty things in Japan that like Japan I think was open to like opening up more to travel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they're I don't even remember how I read it or how I saw it, but I know that they wanted to be open more to travel for the country. But now when these certain people come in, they're just fucking it up for everybody. They really are, because now they see like, is this who's gonna come to our fucking country? Hell no, I don't want these people here. Especially if they're gonna do shit like that and be absolutely and utterly disrespectful to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. Hell
Yeah.
no. They're not gonna want us in there. Same thing with Korea. Hell no. They're not gonna want. They're not. Especially if you're gonna act like that and do that kind of stuff. Have no kind of respect. Not even do the bare minimum of learning how to say like hello and thank you. Like at least a few words, or at least learn a few of the customs. And it's like almost every country you go to, you will find somebody that speaks English.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just one of the places where you can go there without having to learn the language necessarily, because you're going to be able to find somebody or something in English to help you out. And you're
Yeah.
still going to go over there and be disrespectful as fuck? Man, fuck
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh yeah.
anchovy
Here's
looking
hoping that
motherfucker.
that things ease up and calm down in Japan so that they allow tourism again. Because I would like to go to Super Nintendo Land because they
Dude.
just expanded
Yeah.
to to have Donkey Kong Country.
To a
Gosh.
whole nother country. Like, now there's two countries in Japan.
Oh,
But
God. They do such cool shit, man. Oh, fuck, they do such cool shit over there.
yeah, for those
And
of you that don't know, they just announced this a few hours ago prior to this recording. But Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct showing off the new Donkey Kong expansion to Nintendo Land in Universal Studios Japan. And for the record, they are going to do the same expansion at the one here in the United States.
yeah.
But right now it's the Japanese one that's opening at the end of the year. And yeah, it's a Donkey Kong themed area, and they showed off the look of it. They showed off the ride as well. They didn't show too much of the ride, but it is a roller coaster themed after the minecart level from Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo.
Man, all this cool shit that they're opening up, I realize I don't need to buy a house. I need to buy a warehouse, because there's so much cool shit at all these little parks that I just want to go buy. Did you seen all the cool like popcorn buckets and stuff that they
Yeah.
have at the
Yeah.
Universal Studios? I don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to go ride the rides. I just want to go eat the cool looking food too. Like, have y'all? I want to go do that. Same thing at was it the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know the day that if I ever get the chance, the day that I go to fucking Galaxy's Edge, I can guarantee you I'm going to spend like $5,000 and just
Right.
all the stupid shit that I'm gonna buy. That I'm gonna cry. I guarantee you, I'm gonna cry with all the cool. Like, this is so awesome. I I already know. And then I do the same thing in fucking Super Nintendo Land. Be like, what'd you do? I didn't do anything. I went and bought shit because it's just so fucking cool. And I ate. That's all I did. I ordered one thing. I ordered everything off the menu. They had to tell me to leave. I had to sit outside because I was taking up a table. I was taking up a whole table.
Right.
They're like, bro, just take it to go. You can't eat that here. Like, there's customers waiting.
The
Like,
yeah, that is one thing that I saw some people complain about when they opened the Nintendo Land here in the United States, was that the food is different compared to the one in Japan, and that Japan has like the better food. And it's like, well, guys, you got to realize that there's just some ingredients that are easier to get in Japan
yeah,
than over
yeah.
here. And then also like taste wise, things are different, you know. Like I think there, like it looks like, yes, aesthetically it's very pleasing, but there's a good chance that
You wouldn't like the way it
because
tastes?
that because the menu is catered to Japanese people, there's a good chance that you as an American might not like it. So
The one thing that I hope they do keep and bring as close as possible are the little fruity drinks that they have, because
Yeah,
I
those are
want
yeah,
so
the
good.
I want those strawberry sodas and
Yeah.
I think they do have
and the
that in
peach
the American one.
sodas. Yeah.
Yeah, they have that in the American one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
You know,
and the straws have a
uh-huh.
little mustache, I think.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't like catered, like, because I haven't seen any of them. Because I haven't been, so I don't know what the food is. But like, I feel like they should, like, we're Americans, so they should like Americanize all the Mario food. Be like, get yourself a big ass mushroom burger, and it's just like the
Oh,
biggest freaking mushroom burger you've ever
It's the
seen.
mushroom Swiss.
it
My
well,
mushroom Swiss with the red and white
it
bun.
is a mushroom burger. It's
Uh huh.
not huge, but it is a mushroom burger in the United States.
I feel like that's everybody's, like, anybody comes from any other country, they just expect everything to be massive. Just,
Right.
like all the
Yeah.
food, which I think is actually kind of true. My cousin, she lives in Ireland. Her and her husband live in Ireland, and
Hmm.
he's Italian. My cousin Adeli, he's Italian, and he's been to the United States tons of times and stuff. But he still hasn't had Texas barbecue. So when he was here visiting, we bought him Texas barbecue. The only thing I couldn't get him because they weren't making it was the dino rib.
Oh
Yeah.
The
yeah.
dino rib,
Those always sell out too.
yeah, and I
Hmm.
was like, man, I wanted to get you this. He's like, give me what? And I showed him a picture. He's like, what is that? I was like, that's a rib from what? I was like, oh, it's a beef rib, but everybody calls it the dino rib. Jesus. I was like, yeah, bro, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I always just assume that's what, I mean, I've read articles too, people saying like, oh yeah, I'm from this European country, and when I first moved here, I didn't realize how much food you get. And they're like, I live off of one meal for 3 days. They're like, I had a chicken fried steak once. It lasted me a week. They're like, yeah, like they just give you so much.
Yeah.
Or my favorite one is, I think the guy said I think the article wrote he was from South Africa, and they asked him what the craziest thing about the United States was to him when he first moved here. He was like, the fact that I can walk into a gas station and a 20-ounce soda costs me like $3-4. He's like, but if I go to the Walmart or the grocery store, I can get a 2-liter for like $2. Or I can just buy a 12-pack of soda for like $5. That doesn't make sense to me. Why is that the case? And somebody like commented, he's like, you're not paying for like the size of soda. He's like, the reason you pay so much at the gas stations is you're just paying for convenience, bro. He's like,
Yeah.
that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for the product. You're paying for the fact that I can get this right here and now instead of having to go all the way to the
All the way to.
store and find a parking spot and then go inside. He's like, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for just speedy service, basically. And he's just like,
The
it's still
convenience
mind
fee.
boggling.
Hmm.
And it's like, yeah. Because even then, sometimes I'm like, because I'm the same way. Like, I'll have to go get something. I'm like, man, I can just buy it at the gas station, but it's like $12.
Yeah.
Or I can go to HEB.
I'm like that way every
and I can
time
buy
with
the
beer.
same thing for like, yeah. And I'm like, I still go to the gas station because I just like,
I still
especially
do
here in town,
too.
dude. Especially here in fucking
Well,
town,
Mm.
dude.
to be honest,
In
like
town
some of
here,
the,
bro.
cause here, like a lot of the gas stations have a decent beer selection. I mean, it's not the best, but they'll have
Yeah,
some fancier beers than what you would expect.
not us. We got Michelob.
But like the price of beer, even at like HEB, has been going up. Like a six
No,
pack that used to cost me
he froze.
like, oh no, no. But a six pack that used to cost me, I don't know, $7 is now up to like $10.
Yeah,
And if I go to the gas station, it's $11. I'm like, well, fuck it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the disparity on that one's not that much, but yeah, like even me, I'm like I just especially here in town, like the only store. I mean, we have Walmart, we have HEB, but like going to the store is an ordeal.
Yeah.
Like especially like I said, here in town, like the parking lot, it always full, always. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and they have literally just opened the doors. The parking lot is full. I'm like, oh my god, where are y'all people hiding? What have you been here before I was? Like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, and it's just because it already I don't go to the grocery store. Whenever it's my turn to go grocery shopping, I don't go to the store. I order everything online. And then I just park my happy ass in the parking spot, say I'm here, and they deliver my groceries. I tried to tip the other day and they wouldn't accept it.
Oh yeah, they
They were
don't.
like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no, I can't. I'm like, are you, bro? You brought me my groceries. Do you know how grateful I am to you for doing that shit for me? Because I'm a lazy fuck. They're like, nah, man, it's cool. Are you sure? Like, because I feel bad now. Can I give you like a Gatorade, a beer? Fuck, dude. Like, you're out here doing this all day, every day, just delivering my groceries to me. I haven't made it to the point where I don't leave the house yet. The only thing I don't do from like the grocery stuff is when I order is like fruit and vegetable. Well, fruit because they never choose the right fruit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You guys don't
Yeah,
choose the right
yeah.
fruit. It's always bruised or it's never great. So if I have to go get fruit, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go inside.
Yeah,
I'll
fruit,
suck it
fruit
up
and
and I'll
vegetables I
find
go
a
inside.
parking spot 30 miles away.
Even though, like, when I go to buy
Uh,
tomatoes, I don't know if it's just me, like I'm unlucky and I show up like right before they're gonna restock them or like right after they restock them. They're never like the ready to go tomatoes. They're always like the super hard, like they're still kind of pink tomatoes. They're not red yet. They're not fully ripe.
yeah.
Or it'll be like it's completely picked clean and I just have like the super squishy tomatoes and like I better eat this like right fucking now, like before I leave the store. Uh
Uh oh. Uh oh. What happened to Juan? Uh oh. Good thing I don't eat tomatoes because those things are
oh.
disgusting.
I love tomatoes. I eat them all the time.
I I eat them on my burger now. But I eat them in my salads. You know, I know it's hard to believe I eat salads, y'all, but um, I do eat them in my burgers and my salads now. I used to not. I used to hate that shit. I would take that shit out, be like, nah, ugh. But now I've grown. I've grown. Ugh. Well, Juan has left us. He was like, "Show's over, folks."
Let me message him. See what's up.
Speaking of guys, tell us who you hate. What IRL streamers do you guys hate? Because I'm just not into streaming really. I've seen clips and stuff of people here and there that I find like kind of funny, kind of entertaining.
Oh, there he is.
But
He's
like
back.
overall, like streaming, just not. I'm not super into VTubers, which I just discovered are a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You.
just asking the viewers who they hate in IRL or who they like, who we should watch.
Um.
I don't watch many
Well, as far
streams.
as who to watch, I probably should have mentioned it earlier, but um, I don't. Just to add to the Johnny Somali thing, damn, I probably should have shouted it out when we were talking about it earlier. That's my bad. But yeah, for people that want like more info on the whole Johnny Somali situation, if they just want like a quick, like, no edit, like just Moist Critical has done a few videos on him. However, if you want like an in-depth like timeline on the guy along with the controversy, I recommend a YouTuber called J Aubrey. So that's the letter J and then Aubrey, Aubrey. He's got a video called The Tragedy of Johnny Somali. It's a little over an hour long, but he goes very in depth, showing like the content he did before he started doing all this tourist bullshit. But yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I don't
recommend
know
watching
how.
it.
I don't watch streams, so like to me, it's something I just don't really get. But it's also could be
Mm-hmm.
due to my age. Like 'cause
Yeah.
I'm already pretty up there in age, so it's probably more to do with that. Like I've seen a few streamers, but I watch their clips on YouTube when I that's how I've
Yeah.
discovered them. It's just through
Yeah.
their clips on YouTube. I've never sat down and actually watched one of their
Mm-hmm.
streams, and even some of the clips that I've seen, I'm like, this is it. Like I said, I just don't get it. It's probably my age. It's probably what it is. Just my age. I just don't really understand it. Like I said, some of them I've seen some funny clips and stuff like, oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of cool. But
Mm-hmm.
overall, like it's just, I guess, not for me. And also, like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess because I can't really, I don't think I could ever see myself doing something like that because I'm just not interesting enough to be, hey, everybody. Like, I don't do anything.
I mean, well,
Like,
don't say that because
dude, I like,
we have unlocked YouTube live streaming
uh
on the Alpha Primos
oh.
channel.
Ooh.
So
We'd have to get together for that.
we could do something live.
Yeah, I think we'd have to get
Should
together
we go to
for that
HEB and
one.
fuck with people?
Let's do it. No, somebody's already gotten shot. Somebody's already gotten shot. I've seen the
Texas,
guy that got
Texas
shot.
is open carry, man.
Yeah, bro. You can
They
also
will shoot us.
for non-Texas fans of ours. You also in Texas, you can carry a sword around legally.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
did
not
that
only
for
is it open
Halloween
carry
once.
that you can carry your gun and everything, but you can also carry a sword. Like it's perfectly legal to walk around with a fucking sword.
Yeah,
You want to walk around with your Cloud Buster sword? Be my motherfucking guest, because you can do that.
it was
There's no
Dante's
law stopping.
Rebellion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
sword
Oh,
I
I
actually
remember
walked
you.
around
Yeah,
with. I still have it. It's in my room, back in Eagle
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah,
that thing was huge. It's like the size of a
yeah.
person.
It was pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Some dude like pulled it from the scabbard because I wore it on my back, like that's the way Dante wears it.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude like started pulling at it from the scabbard, and I turned around. He's like, "Is fucking thing real?" I was like, "Yeah, put it back."
Man,
And
that's
so
so
is
annoying.
everything
I hate
else
when
on my hip as you just.
I hate when
Just,
people
like, grab
grab your shit.
Cosplay is not
without,
consent, assholes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, seriously.
bastards.
Dude.
Man.
I've seen a lot of that when I've been out. Like JJ, you were there when I made my beaker costume.
Oh yeah.
Dude, everybody was grabbing my eyeballs. Like, cause I made the costume to where I would see out of the mouth, but I had like the eye, like huge eyeballs, and everybody just came up and just started grabbing. I'm like, stop, leave my eyes alone. Like, stop touching me. Jeez. Nah, I'm sorry, cosplayers. I can't believe y'all have to go through that.
Yeah.
I know some of y'all probably like it, but most people don't.
No, they don't. There's a lot of conventions are putting big old signs that say like cosplay is not consent.
Well, the recent Twitch one was a bad one too. The
What
recent
happened?
TwitchCon. The recent TwitchCon was because at the recent TwitchCon there was like they were streamers from like Kick and Rumble, I believe.
Okay.
They were just going around harassing other streamers because I don't think you were allowed to stream in certain areas at the TwitchCon.
That sounds right.
And they were streaming. I don't think they were streaming in the areas they weren't supposed to, but they were streaming, and they were basically just harassing other live streamers. I know one of them. He's a streamer that I recently started watching his clips, but the streamer from Rumble just went up and just licked his nipple.
What the fuck,
dude? It like I told you, he was just going around like doing this random weird shit, and me personally, like, I don't really like a lot of people in my personal space. I have pushed people out of my fucking way because they get a little too close. I'm like, please stop. Don't. You're in my bubble, bro. Like, you know, step back like a foot at least. If I know you, like you guys and other friends of ours that I know that we're friends and I know you, it's fine. I'm okay with it because I know you. But I have had randos and other people, you know, just like get like right here, like stop. And I have pushed people aside and out of the way, like, hey, you're way too close. And to me, when I see it on the streams, it catches them off guard, and I think they just don't know what to do. But also, it's like I don't want to put my hands on anybody because I think as streamers, they know if they do anything, those same streamers that are harassing them are going to come after them afterwards. Be like, oh, this person attacked me and blah blah. Like, you're in my fucking space. You licked my nipple, bro, without even me asking or me even paying for it. Like, I would have gladly paid you. Like, I would have given you $20. Go ahead, go to town. But like, you did it without my permission and all this other stuff. And it's like, it's just really, really weird.
Yeah,
It's all like, I'm like, dude, it's again, I'm sure it was a good thing at the beginning, and now it's turned into this just clout chasing thing. Because there's other stuff that I've seen that other streamers do, and a lot of them live in Austin. A lot of these that I've seen, they live in Austin. I know there was a streamer girl. She paid a homeless lady. She was going to jump in the lake with her, and she didn't jump in the lake, and the lady didn't know how to swim.
Oh,
yeah, she jumped in the town lake. She didn't know how to swim. I'm like, what? And they just left her there. They ran away. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why? Like, you know, there's something wrong with this lady. She's sick. She might be mentally ill. You don't know. You're offering her $20, and you're gonna jump in the lake with me? And she's like, yeah. And you just run with her, and then she just jumps in. She don't know how to swim. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't do that to people.
Man, I think the worst thing about that is that she's trying to like take it back and like gaslight the audience, where it's like, honey, you live streamed it. It's recorded. Like
we saw this.
We know you're lying. We
saw this live.
You said that.
And even the most recent one, I haven't heard anything about him since it happened. I don't know if I think he's like offline right now. Is the Jack Doherty when he crashed his car? He crashed his, I believe it was his McLaren. I haven't seen him online, but I've seen clips of that dude, and I'm like, dude, how have you not gotten your ass beat?
He has a bodyguard.
And then, I saw him. I was like, holy crap, never mind. I seen the guy. Like, damn, you haven't.
That's how a bunch of these guys get away with that shit. They have a bodyguard.
And that's a huge bodyguard that he's got too. But and like, I feel bad for the bodyguard too, because it's like, you know how he's using you, what he's using you for. And it's like, man, this is a paycheck. You're doing what you got to do. But at some point, it's like, dude, he's going to end up getting you fucked up for something stupid that he did. You know, because I even think the bodyguards called him out a few times. I think the bodyguards called him out a few times. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, stop. But yeah, he got into that car accident, and I haven't heard anything about it since. So we'll see what happens with that. Because again, like, he was on his phone, he was live streaming this shit, and it's like, you're live streaming your crimes, you're live streaming all this shit you do, and then when you go to like report it to your insurance or go tell somebody, he was reading the chat, I think, and then like dude, like, you think your insurance is gonna cover this? No.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, even if he wasn't live streaming, like, forensics can pull up if you were using your phone. Yeah, like, they can check if you were using your phone during the crash, man.
Like,
but yeah, no, I think nuisance streamers could probably be its own separate topic for a later episode. So I guess we'll throw that over to you, alphas, listening. If you guys want us to do a nuisance streamers topic episode,
or if you want us to be a nuisance while we live stream.
Oh god, no. I would rather read Reddit stories.
I am not prepared for jail. I am too soft for jail. Tell you that right now, I am way too soft and pretty for jail. I would not survive in there.
Exactly.
My hair is way too luscious for that. Like, no.
And on that note, this is where we will wrap things up. So thank you to you guys for listening in. So let us know in the comments if you guys think Johnny Somali is going to go to jail. Not if he deserves it, because he does, but if you guys think he's going to go to jail. Let us know what you think in the comments. And as always, you alphas are the true alphas. We'll catch you all on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.